Once upon a time, there was a village where people lived happily, peacefully, and in abundance of all the worldly things. There was work for everyone: the farmers, the potters, the cowherds, and many others. No one suffered any harsh difficulties. Everyone lived their life carefree. They spent their day in just eat, work, and pray. But the time is always not in favor. One year, there were no seasonal rains. The village faced famine. Slowly, the greenery turned pale. Each one in the village was suffering. Even the opulent ones were deprived of their good old days. The village, which was once known for its strength in people's peace and unity in the entire estate, wasn't like that anymore. The scarcity of food, water, and resources triggered fights among men at any time or any place. Friends turned foes for grabbing a loaf of bread. No one was spared, men, women, or even kids, from getting into petty fights. In spite of all this, the hope was still there that someday rains shall come down to quench the earth's thirst. The days passed into weeks, weeks into months, and months into an entire year. The entire year's rain did not come. The whole problem became more worrisome. In second year, the village was on the verge of collapse. The people, the cattle started dying. The village looked eerie by shriek of mourning, hunger, and quarreling everywhere. No external help came in such bad times. The little hope that was left over wasn't there. When the flame of hope is extinguished, life does not hold any heed, and such was the condition of the people of that village. But as long as there is mankind, there is life, and as long as there is life, hope will exist. Otherwise, it will have to be lit. One night, to revive the dying hope, people started talking to each other. A man said, "How long will it last? We will have to do something, or else we will die one by one." Another one miffed, Yeah, you think you are so knowledgeable? Tell us what we do." A third person spoke gloomily, "It's the rain we all need, but it seems not in our fate." A fourth one muttered his own wisdom words, "All is in the hands of God. Only His will shall doom upon us. We are just puppets in His hands." They could not conclude on any solution that night. The next night also everyone only discussed. Such a sequence lasted for a few days. Then one day a man said, "There should be someone who can rescue us out of this trouble. Wish someone could show us the way. Maybe some sorcerer could use his magical powers." And he started crying. "Magical powers?" Someone shouted. "Magical powers? There lives a saint outside the village, a very learned one with some mystical powers." The next day, the whole village clan reached Saint's ashram. Saint was absorbed in meditation outside his hut. His face was bright and reflected a halo around his head, and there was mystic peace near his hut. Peace that fascinated the mind. Hearing the clattering of people, Saint's meditation was disturbed. When he saw so many people, he was astonished and asked, "Why did the whole village come today? What happened?" Saint's voice had a strange charm, compassion, and authority. The people of the village told their dire agony to the saint and called him Guruji. Finally, a villager said, "Guruji, please help us. Seems like God is angry with us all. How can he be so cruel?" Guruji smiled and said, "Do you really think God has all that time? He doesn't have any other work apart from making your lives miserable?" Another person pointed, "But Guruji, neither us nor the king has power to bring down rains. It's only in the power of gods." Guruji interrupted him and said, "Then go and ask your God. What do you need me for? Are we here to play hide and seek?" People realized that Guruji is now getting angry, so villagers asked him to be quiet. "Come on, shh, stop talking for a while." Then an old lady, peeking out of her veil, spoke in a soft and trembling voice. "Guruji, we the benighted people can't claim to know God and His ways. Whoever solves a problem is equivalent to God for us. Please help us." The saint closed his eyes, kept his both the palms on ground, wide open. His facial expressions were changing one after another, as if he was in a conversation with Mother Earth. After some time, Guruji opened his eyes. With a smile on his face, he spoke, "There's a way. It's hard, but yes, there's a way." He continued, "Beneath this village flows a hidden river, around 40-60 meters underground." Believe me when he said that, there appeared a profound happiness and a smile on everyone's face. An old man said, "Where exactly is it, Guruji? Tell us. We'll dig it out." That's where the things get tricky, dear villagers. You guys have to dig 8 ponds around your village in every direction. They have to be in circular shape with the exact size and depth. Entire project has to be done during night time only. You have to work on one pond at a time. When you guys are done with 10 meters of one pond, then move to another pond. Once you complete 10 meters of each pond, start digging another 10 meters. These last words spooked everyone. A person said, "But Guruji, you have added way too many clauses. This way entire digging will be very difficult." Guruji stared at him with his piercing eyes and said, "First you wanted a solution for your problem, so I got you one. Now do you want me to spoon feed? What do I look like, a nanny? I believe that you guys are capable enough to implement this solution, but if you can't, then you must perish. Now, get out of here and come only when it's done." Guruji closed his eyes after them. That night, every villager was happy after a long, long time. They started planning how to get this project going. So farmers took the job of leveling the ground. Some people took the job of clearing the mud. Blacksmiths started building proper digging tools. Even the bulls were employed for digging. Women planned their shifts for food preparation for everyone. Kids used to play together. Elders guided everyone by their experience. Entire village participated in this venture like a one big family, like a team. Then nothing else was needed when the hope prevailed. It's been over a year. Work is about to come to an end. Their problems have increased more than ever. Need for urgent relief is paramount. There was a scarcity of food and water all around, but still, everyone was into the project. They had firm belief that they would find the river sooner than later. Good thing was that the new rainy season was on the doorstep and drizzling had already begun. However, on completion, when villagers didn't find the river, they got upset. They all went back to the saint. They gave updates of the entire undertaking. Some youths had also said some bad words to him. Women of that village had their own worries. But that day, Guruji didn't turn angry. He said very softly, "There's no river underneath this village ground." Entire village felt cheated. They all went crazy. However, Guruji was able to calm them. "Listen, when you all came to me, you were so pitiful. You had lost all hopes. All I did was I gave you some hope. Did you guys realize? It's been 1 year. Your problems doubled, but you guys fought over the situation together like a family. No one was killing on petty issues. Now, as far as it's about those ponds, then believe me, when the rain will come, it will fill those ponds. No one will have to face this trouble in future. And whenever you see these water-filled ponds, it will remind you that there is nothing more powerful than hope and will to survive." Then Guruji started laughing. When asked, he said, "You guys really thought I was talking to Mother Earth?" Everybody felt cheated and ashamed at the same time. Guruji then said, "Now off you go. Go and wait for rain to come. Use your resources mindfully and don't ever lose hope. But if you ever lose hope, then dig another pond for yourself." Then he giggled and closed his eyes. In a few days, the village was blessed by heavy rainfall. Ponds were filled with enough water for a year. Then never such problems doomed upon them, and they lived happily ever after. So if you like the story, click the like and subscribe button. If you haven't, then also subscribe our channel. I hope you will like the next one.